right.
Welcome, sir.
What's up?
Brent Hammett.
You gotta jump straight in.
Brent Hammett. Yes, my first question.
Oh my gosh.
When was the last time you had a real job?
Can the answer be never?
Yes.
Never.
Never.
Actually, during COVID, when the world was falling apart, I panicked. A lot of people panic, but I panicked.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I'm going to have to get a job. I'm 40 years old. Move the drink.
Get it out of there, man. Come on.
Newk's is one of our sponsors, dude. We got to have this in the
brought to you by Newk's. I'm like 40 years old, freaking out during COVID.
Yeah.
And Cassie said, make a resume. And I was like, a resume? I'm like, what?
That's how you say that. That's how you say it.
A resume?
A resume?
A resume?
Yeah. That's funny.
No, what a great question.
That is hilarious.
No,
that is
I've
hilarious.
Never had a job.
Yeah.
But we're here. We've made it this far.
We've made it. We've made it. Talking about building houses.
I know,
all this stuff. And you don't need a job to do that. You don't need a job.
Definitely don't need a resume, apparently.
Yeah. That's so funny. Brent was my first introduction was with the Common Ground Band at Tech. And my son, we went back 2 weeks ago to tour Tech. He's about to be a senior.
You were like, back in my day.
Man, this is crazy. Yeah, I remember we walked past, I don't know what that auditorium is, like in the middle of campus where they do theater stuff.
Don't remember the name of it.
But I remember there was the first Common Ground of the year was in there one year.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, this is so cool. I was like, I just took it for granted, just showed up. I was probably annoyed I had to go on campus, but like now if I could go back, that'd be so awesome.
I know. I remember playing in that I don't know if it's a theater.
I think it's a theater. It's where they do their
auditorium.
Yeah, auditorium. Yeah.
Because I started playing with those guys when I was a senior in high school, and they were all in college. And I remember that moment of like playing in there and walking out and being like, it's like 1,500 people in here.
Yeah.
I don't have a resume. Like, why am I here?
And yet.
Is that still the first thing on your resume?
Drummer of Common Ground Band.
Yeah. There you go.
Write that down.
That's a pretty good one.
Write that down.
Okay.
One of my, I was thinking about you when you opened the door. One of the funniest memories that I have of you was post-college when you got tattooed. Your rhino tattoo.
Oh, yeah.
I was with you when you got that tattoo.
Oh, were you there?
Yeah.
Yeah, we probably were like, it was a bunch of it was a bunch of us on staff. We had never gotten a tattoo. So we're probably like, okay, we only know one person that has tattoos. Brent, he has to go with us.
I have no
Tell
clue,
us what to do.
No clue why I ended up there, but I remember being like, I kind of know this Layton guy from college. Let's go get tattooed together.
What did you think he was going to do? Like, make sure that you didn't get
well, I don't
scratch his
know.
back.
Man, that music was,
it was kind of scary.
It was scary music.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I could see that. You need somebody to
protect me.
Just walk you through the process.
That's right. That's right.
That's so too funny. Yeah, that was at on Kings across from Centenary.
Yeah, Skinworks, also a sponsor.
Yeah, also a sponsor.
Skinworks, I remember them.
Yeah, so all those tattoos. I mean, just real legit, long-lasting businesses.
Yeah, yeah, right. So funny.
Do you still get tattoos? When was the last time you got one?
I'm getting one today, so we got to wrap this up. By noon.
Nice.
So, a little backstory.
Okay.
I'm a bad influence on everyone I'm around.
Okay.
Sorry. My nephew from Chicago is staying with us for a couple weeks, and he's like, "Can I get a tattoo?" And I was like, yeah.
Is this his first one?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So I'd like to add something to your
sister's son, brother's son?
My brother's oldest.
Okay.
I'd like to add something to your resume. Tattoo shaman.
Shaman? Consultant?
Yes.
Tattoo consultant.
Yeah.
Resume. Clearly you've been, it's like
quite the
go-to.
Yeah.
We're building this resume.
Like the doula, the doula of tattoos.
That's right.
Are you just trying to cause conflict in your family, or what are you doing here?
Yeah, it's just payback.
Okay.
Yeah.
There you go.
I'm the little brother.
Hey, remember that time when we were kids? Well, take this.
Taking your son to get a tattoo.
Have you told them?
That's a nephew problem and not a me problem. So
there you go. Hey, Brent's been to therapy. We can tell Brent's been to therapy.
Incredible.
Question.
Yeah.
Are Cassie and I the first husband and wife combo to be on here?
Oh, good question.
That is a good question.
Quite possibly.
Yeah, I think so.
I hope so.
I think so.
I want to claim
Next
that.
time we'll bring y'all. Oh no, the bailiffs.
That's right. But they were together.
They were together. They were together.
Yeah. This is.
Let's never have me and Cassie on a podcast together.
You don't think that'd be fun?
No, I think she would be on a podcast. And I would be like, can I get you guys a water?
Can we turn Brent's mic off, please?
I'm just going to stay here and caress your back.
That's so funny.
While you talk.
You're right.
No, Cassie, yeah, that's great. Good stuff.
Yeah, so funny. Well,
So-
thanks for having me.
Yes, let's
Thanks for
talk.
having Cassie, but thanks for having me.
I mean, there's so many things we could talk about. Well, first of all, tattoo. Let's follow up with this tattoo.
Okay.
Who does your tattoos here?
John Bentrup,
Okay.
longtime friend, known the guy forever. I told my nephew, I said, hey, look, and I don't want to ruin John's street cred. I said, when we go in, he looks like he could kill you.
Yeah.
And he probably could.
Yeah.
I said, but he's a sweet guy.
Okay. There you go.
Where does he work?
Ghostfire, like just south of downtown.
Ghostfire.
Yeah, like if you're leaving downtown Shreveport going down Eatery, it's like where that kind of Y. There's a little, like a biker bar, tattoo shop right here.
Coyotes.
Right next to that, yeah.
Yeah.
Great guys, great shop, super nice.
Yeah.
That'd be an interesting podcast.
Yeah.
Because that's a
Ghostfire.
business owner.
Sure.
Yeah.
It is. Sure
Yeah.
it is. I like it.
Let's reach out.
Let's get it going.
Your tattoo guy moved a couple years ago, right?
I don't know that I have a guy because I'm not a frequent enough flyer. But the one guy did move to like San Diego or something.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't know if Shreveport is it a vibrant tattoo market? I don't know.
Seems like it. I think when you have like a military base, you get a lot of tattoo vibes.
Yes.
Maybe some payday loans.
Yeah,
Stuff like
we have wanted to have Kurt Young on. Kurt's a friend of mine.
That guy's
He
a
is.
legend.
That yes,
So talented.
So in fact, I was at the airport flying to Nashville a couple of months ago, and somebody got on, and he had a big sleeve thing, and I was like, man, that looks like something Kurt did. He's like, yeah, he did part of it. So
That's cool.
Yeah, you can kind of identify, but he's literally booked up for 6 months, 10 sessions a month. I think it's like $3,000 a session.
That's crazy. But it's
crazy.
What a unique business. Like some of these guys
Crazy.
are like that is a real business. A lot of people just tattoo you and
When they take it serious, and he's like, hey man, I do 10 sessions a month, but dude, I work
hours.
Days getting it ready,
Yeah.
And so,
No doubt.
yeah, it's cool stuff. Well, hey, maybe Busy Smalls Tattoos. Do we have a logo? We don't even have merch yet.
Guys,
Would you wear some merch?
I make logos. Let's make a Busy Smalls logo.
Let's do it.
We'll call
Okay.
John.
Yes. Well, we do have the hologram.
We could get
with the crown
tattooed. Yeah,
That's it.
Yeah,
Dude, that was too small. Your thing is different than what
you're
I'm
saying
thinking.
a chess piece.
I mean,
that's right. Busy Smalls chess piece.
okay.
funny.
But no, Brent, you've been, been kind of.
I'd like to just go through. Well, speaking of the resume, just take me all the way through it because I know I've missed lots of things.
Yes,
I've missed a lot of things.
Let's go through it.
I don't know what. Okay, so here's what I've wrestled with, and COVID I think was like the break point for actually two things, and not to make it sappy, but I'll just tell you the truth of the story. Pre-COVID, I don't know that I could have answered that question, and I would have laughed and been like, I don't have a resume.
Yeah.
But I've owned a business for 20 years. But I've had like an identity crisis in that business, which is ironic because what I do for people is help them clarify their business. But I can't do it to myself.
Oh.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Got it.
So I have a degree in graphic design and from Louisiana Tech, communication design, marketing, creative design, all that kind of stuff. The reason I got into it was for music because I was obsessed with, as a kid, looking at like my dad's album covers. And I was as obsessed with the music as I was with the photograph and the who chose that font, who drew that. Like the whole thing I had to figure it out.
Yeah.
But like I'm an Army kid living on an Army base in Louisiana. It's not like I'm in LA or Nashville. Like I have no template for how to get to that.
Yeah. This episode is sponsored by Clint Davis Counseling, helping people make lasting internal change for external growth and success. They provide professional counseling, education, and resources to the community of Shreveport, Bossier City. They have 3 locations, one in Shreveport, one in Bossier, and one in Benton. So go to clintdaviscounseling.com or give them a call, 318-562-6903.
So I went to Louisiana Tech. Never had an art class. I wanted to play drums, figure this stuff out, but like Ruston is not the mecca for joining a band or whatever. Mm-hmm. So I went to Tech in like a medical field of some sort because I wasn't going to join the Army like everybody else in my family. I knew that. And I was like, I don't know what I'm going to do. So this is a degree, so let's start in medical. Such a horrible idea. So I'm at Tech in the little lunch, I don't remember what you call it, where you hang out and eat.
Yeah, comments.
And this dude walks in, Devin O'Brien. I don't know if you know him or remember him. You guys?
Oh, of course.
Yeah, legend of a human. And I thought, this dude looks like a rock star. I have no clue who this guy is, but he just looks freaking cool. Mm-hmm. And so I just went up to him and I was like, hey man, my name's Brent. You look so cool. What are you studying? And he said graphic design. And I'm like, bro, I don't know what that is. What is it? And he was like, well, just come to class with me. So I skip class and I go
to his class,
to Devin O'Brien's graphic design class.
Wow.
And as soon as I walked in, I was like, this is the thing. Like I had no idea that this existed, that I could study something to design posters and merch and stuff like that for the bands that I was playing in and get to where that was an actual career to do what I had dreamed of. I just didn't know.
Yeah.
Because everybody in my family was in the military and it's like, they're not telling you how to join a band or be a graphic designer, Mm-hmm. So I just had no idea. So the next day I called my parents and I was like, changing my major, graphic design. I don't even know what it is, but I think this is what we're doing. So, and by the end of that year, I won some kind of award at Tech for like Design Student of the Year. And I was like, no, this is it. Like, this is the thing that I've been trying to figure out. I just didn't know it existed. And so even from back then, my goal was to have an arm in music of some sort, but also like the creative side of it. But again, this was we were in college pre-internet. So I still had no roadmap for like, what do I do? So when I graduated from Tech, was playing drums professionally, which was maybe 10 grand a year.
Yeah.
And then made the rest of my income designing merch and stuff like that for the other bands that I connected with while traveling and touring and stuff like that. And those two things made enough to make a living. Freelance designing for artists, playing drums, stuff like that. I did that for a long time. And so when people would ask me, what do you do? I would read the room and be like, who are you? And like, if it was useful to go, well, I'm a professional drummer, then I would go, I'm a professional drummer. And if it was useful to be a creative, then I would be like, oh, I own a graphic design agency, small little agency. And I even had 2 websites for 15 years. And I would just live in this identity crisis of like, I don't know. I'm making a living, I'm supporting my family. I'm thrilled to be doing it, but I don't know what to tell you. So all that to say, we get to like pre-COVID, my mom got cancer and passed away. And that was a horrible, just life experience to walk through. In that process, we found out it was like a genetic mutation that kept her body from fighting cancer. And then we found out me and my brother have the same genetic mutation. So I'm at this like kind of, oh my gosh, like I just watched this horrible thing happen to my mom. Now you're somewhat telling me at some point that may happen to me. And you're like, dude, that sucks. So it's like a Final Destination movie where it's like, everyone on this movie is going to die. We're just not going to tell you how or when. So I just kind of had this like reality check moment of life. Literally followed on the heels of COVID. And all my music stuff went away. All my design clients were music focused clients. You asked for resume. I hate doing this part, but at the time I was doing content for One Republic, which is huge pop act. Sarah Bareilles, who was, queen of MTV and Broadway back in the day. Need to Breathe, Mercy Me, Lyle Lovett. Man, I could, just keep listing. I don't have a clue.
And what were you doing for them specifically?
A mix of everything, either playing drums for people, doing design stuff for them. I found a unique niche of doing LED content. So like when you go to a show, everybody's got an LED wall and it's synced to the music.
Yeah.
Well, that's graphic design and animation synced to music. I mean, if you could put me in a box, that would be like my little Venn diagram is music and art. And so early in YouTube, we were making lyric videos, stuff like that for people that they would use live for LED content or post it on YouTube or whatever. But all of that just went away like overnight. So it was like, kind of crescendoed up to this success of this kid in Shreveport making videos that are, we made the intro for the LA Rams when they opened the SoFi, the intro video on that new giant screen.
Yeah.
I made that in my house here in Shreveport.
Awesome.
And nobody would ever know that because it's just me, sitting on Cross Lake editing a video at my house. But we're doing crazy stuff like that. But I don't really have a way to communicate to people here that I do own a business, and we're doing, videos that are on the Apple's developer conference and all these huge things. And it's like, well, it's really just me at my house.
Yeah.
But I don't know how to communicate that in a way. So that season of COVID, losing every live event, everything went away. Plus my mom passing and me going, okay, I have a business, but it's a very niche market of people. Now I've got this skill set. What can I do now? And so it was just a quick shift and a reality check for me to go, if I do die soon, if I die in 20 years from cancer or whatever it is, what do I want this to look like at the end of that road? And it just made me stop, because for so long, I just had motion of business. It was like, people are calling, I'm booking work, bills are paid, it's successful, I'm good. But that moment where you go, okay, am I building a business or am I just taking whatever comes to me? I'm not being strategic. What do I want to look back at the end of my life and go, this is what I did?
Yeah.
And so that season of COVID where everything kind of slowed down for a minute and losing my mom right together was a season of me stopping and going, what are we doing? Because I didn't have a resume. I couldn't have told you what I did, because I would have been like, well, maybe I'm a drummer, maybe I own a graphic design agency. Like, I don't know what to tell you. To now, I have the Hammett Co, which I've had the whole time. I've just lied to everyone about what it actually was. You know what I mean? Because I couldn't clarify what it was.
Sure.
So now I just tell people we build bold brands. That's what we do. Like, if you are struggling to cut through the noise, if you own a business and there's no clarity and you're struggling to say what it is that you do, we can help you clarify that and then build the assets to communicate that to people.
Cool.
And I do that now in music as well. So I just finished the tour as a stage manager. What does that have to do with graphic design? We're still building a bold brand. We are still creating moments that connect the product, the music, to a customer who bought a ticket.
Yes.
That experience is no different than going to the Ivy Lumber website. Mm-hmm. You still have that customer connection. You still have that moment. So we do a wide range of things, but I can finally feel good about telling you that.
Yeah, I like it.
Because it's been this kind of two worlds. And finally I was like, no, this is one thing.
Yeah.
I own a business that does one thing. We build bold brands.
Yeah.
And we help your business connect to your customer in a clear way. Mm. And so finally, but it's only been in the last 7 years that I've been like, this is what we do.
Yeah. Well, one of my influences on me with leadership and marketing is Donald Miller.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
And Brent is actually related somehow to Donald Miller.
It's a marriage connection.
And so our last episode, we went through the 10 characteristics of a value-driven professional from Business Made Simple.
Yeah.
And so anyway, just hearing you talk, it reminds me a lot of what he does.
That was a huge, when I started trying to clarify, like, what do I do? Mm-hmm. Which is funny because I was helping other people clarify what they do.
Yeah.
The Donald Miller stuff is a brilliant framework for framing your business. Mm-hmm. And I use it on everything.
Oh yeah.
Like if I do not meet with a client that I don't, whether I tell them that or I, Mr. Miyagi their way through the Storybrand stuff.
Yeah.
It's brilliant.
Yeah.
It's absolutely brilliant.
Yeah. Good stuff. So your last tour, who was that with?
So the last year I've worked with Thomas Rhett, country artist, and Mercy Me, who I've been with for 20 years.
Yeah, I had thought that was my first thought. I didn't know between college, Common Ground Band, and then Mercy Me. I knew you had went with them. I just didn't know what happened in between. But
yeah.
And then you were serving as a drum tech, or what were you doing?
Originally, they called me and said, "Hey, we need a drum tech."
Which is, first of all, this is crazy because now it's Mercy Me. It's like we know their hit song and the commercialized version, but back then it was like before they had signed with anybody, right? Mm-hmm. When we were in college, it was like them and Shane. Like those are the two people that everybody at Tech listened to.
Yeah.
This episode is sponsored by Ivy's Building Materials with 3 locations in Halton, Blanchard, and Mansfield. We are your locally owned home center. We have hardware, building materials, anything you need to build a house, to fix a toilet, to paint a room. Come see us at Ivy's Building Materials and see the service that we are known for. ivylumber.com.
So crazy story is that my roommate, Daniel Martin at Tech, was a good bit older than me. I moved in with him when I was finishing my senior year of high school and he was at Tech. And he would run front of house, run sound for artists and people around town. He ran sound at Common Ground. And he had met this band that was doing like retreats and disciple nows and called Mercy Me. Mm. He's like, man, I think I'm going to drop out of college and go work for these guys. I was like, Daniel, that's a terrible idea. Like, what a horrible, get your degree, man. Like, finish school. We're here.
Did Tyler Reed have anybody dropping out of college to come on tour?
No comment. But I'm reminded of the lyric, please don't put your life in the hands of a rock and roll band.
That's there you go. Yeah. Well, that's what I told Daniel. I was like, this is a horrible idea. Well, fast forward, 25 years, 30 years. And Daniel's still their tour manager.
Wow.
And I'm their stage manager, their number 2.
That's cool.
And so I often tell Daniel, I'm like, so sorry.
So he left to go do Disciple Nows with this band.
Yeah.
And then
maybe
he calls you.
Yeah. Maybe a year later, I can only imagine, comes out.
Yeah.
And then they're just, through the roof. It's through the roof. So at some point after graduating and I was doing design and playing drums, I had a rough tour that I finished that I got to the end of playing drums on this tour and the artist was like, hey man, we're going to mail you that check. I was like, soon? It took 6 months to get paid for the tour. And I was just like, oh my gosh, thank God I also do design stuff. Yeah. So I kind of flow that, And this was 20 years ago.
Yeah.
And I texted Daniel and I was like, man, I think I'm done playing drums. This is we're talking about having a kid. This is dumb. I got to grow up at some point. And he was like, man, we're looking for a drum tech for this tour we're doing. We would love for you to do it. And here's what we pay. And it was 3 times what I was making playing drums. And I was like, well, I could swing that.
Yeah.
So I eventually did that for a year or 2 and then took over as their full backline tech. So overseeing all the guitars and stuff like that. And it just felt, and they know this, so there's no shade on this. It felt like a ceiling at some point. I had bigger dreams than to be their guitar tech.
Yeah.
I dreamed of doing work in country music. I dreamed of doing some rock and roll. And I dreamed of more responsibility, like management or producing and stuff like that. And so I stepped away for a couple of years from them, really focused on this kind of niche. That's when I connected with the One Republic guys. We started making videos for them. And circled back eventually and they said, hey, we're looking for a stage manager. So came back to Mercy Me as a stage manager later on.
So talk about doing the backline, being a tech, and then being a stage manager. Mm-hmm. You're just kind of like over those people, right?
Yeah. So stage manager on a show like that, we've got the Thomas Rhett tour. We had 10 trucks, maybe 10 semis, and I don't know how many buses and crew. The Mercy Me that I just finished was like 6 buses, 6 semis, 40 of us on staff, and then maybe 50, 60 locals that you hire every day to work. And so I oversee those 100 people, all the trucks and the drivers and stuff like that. So basically in the morning, you're in charge of people. And then in the evening for the show, you're basically like a show producer, making sure the show starts on time, stuff like that. And again, you go, dude, you're a graphic designer. This feels, in my mind, it's all the exact same thing. It is all of that is like a brand experience. Yeah. So I love the show producer part. Once you get to the part of let's turn off the lights, fade the house audio, it's time to start the show. Like I love that moment, so much. So you produce that show portion. And then once that's over, you're in charge of the 100 people that are loading it out, getting it back in the trucks, getting it on the road.
And do it again the next day?
Do it again the next day. And what's so fun and what has made this life work is that there are like gaps of time where you're done. So you load in the morning, and then you have from that load in is done until the show. And everybody goes and, checks out the city that you're in or whatever. And I pull out my laptop, go out on the bus and get on the Starlink and work, build your website, make your logo, whatever. So it's literally what I dreamed of as a kid. And I just thought there's no path to that for a kid from an Army base in Louisiana. And there are days I look back and go, dude, we did it. We figured it out. It's so fun. Like thankful to even live in Shreveport and have those opportunities. This is not a place that people want to fly you from they could book a stage manager or a art designer for the show or whatever out of Nashville and not pay for their flight. But I've somehow fooled people into thinking that I'm worth the flight from Shreveport to Nashville to go to rehearsals to edit video or whatever. And I'm super freaking thankful for that.
Yeah.
So awesome. Do you think you will continue to travel?
So I took a little break from the touring part and just did like video content for artists and merch designs and stuff like that. For a couple of years, we adopted both our girls. Just perfect little children, rascals, but great kids. One of their transitions home during that adoption process, it was just rough. Like, had a really hard transition for her and a hard transition for us. And so I didn't tour at all during that. And only in the past 7 years, really since COVID kind of reopened, 2 things have happened. One, our kids have just gotten super healthy and to a place where I can be gone and it not feel devastating or like Cassie needs the extra support to just survive. So I'm grateful that the girls have gotten to a point where I can do that. But my opportunities have also just exploded since COVID because that industry just disappeared. If you were a show producer, art director for an artist, you didn't work for 2 years.
Yeah.
So everybody got jobs at Amazon or FedEx or whatever and just left and never came back. So I got a call to do a show with Sarah Bareilles. This was like early COVID, like one of the very first shows that anybody had done. And oddly, it was in California, which was one of the first big shows that California had done. She wanted to do a hometown show to just say thank you to her hometown and start bringing some live events back. And she sold 10,000 tickets. Well, it was a hometown show. Everybody showed up. It got to the point that security was like, we're just letting people in. We don't know. There may be 20,000 people here. We have no clue.
Yeah.
And that was my first shot back into it. And I was like, dude, this was fun.
Yeah.
This was really fun. And so when we were flying home from that, I told my buddy who was on the show, I said, man, I think I really want to get back in the producing shows and being back on tour and stuff like that. The next day I woke up to an email that was like, here's all of Need to Breeze's schedule. We're doing a CMT awards. We're doing CMT Crossroads episodes with Jordan Davis, a local Shreveport boy. And we need a stage manager for all this stuff. I was like, well, guess we're back.
There you go.
And that was 6 years ago.
Yeah.
And just doing those shows have just, a lot of people left. There were a lot of holes in the industry. And I have been thankful and grateful and willing to fill every single hole that was left that I can take.
Yeah, that's awesome.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Incredible stuff.
I remember in 2001, it might have been the year 2000, so 18, 19, I was living in South Louisiana, and Mercy Me was playing at a church in Baton Rouge. And so I drove over, like 2-hour drive, and of course this is before internet. So we get there, and everybody's standing outside of this church. I think it was like a Stream Baptist church or something. Everybody's out, and they're like, hey, their tour bus, they had a bus and they were pulling a trailer, an enclosed trailer with their equipment.
That's crazy.
And they're like, hey, their bus had a flat tire, and they're like 3 hours late. Right. They're like, but the show's still going to happen. But it was like so hot outside. So they're like, y'all just come inside. So everybody comes in. Well, they get there, and then like the whole place is full while they set up their equipment.
Oh my gosh.
And sound checked. And I look back, I'm like, because I was sitting there, I was like, man, they've been working on this kick drum for like 30 minutes. I'm like, this is like,
certainly.
It's like, it sounded great to start with. What do they do? But they just kept going. And I was like, man, this is the first time. Like, it was just an eye-opening experience for me, to be able to like see a sound check. That's pretty cool.
We had one close this fall. Like the routing, for some reason, they had us jumping all over the Northeast, and it was like you're in Boston, and then the next day you're 14 hours away. It's like, how are we supposed to do? And it's not a flying tour. It's a bus tour and trucks. So I'm like, who planned this first? I would love to get in the room with that guy.
Yeah.
And have a chat about it.
Yeah.
But we had a show that was like, I think we showed up at like, I think you may have seen the post. We showed up at like 1 and 2 in the afternoon with 6 semi trucks, and the doors open at 5.
Wow.
And I was like, I think I posted on Instagram with a poll. Like, do you think we can pull this off? Or not? Is it possible?
You gotta get it. You gotta get it.
Yeah. And I told Cassie I felt like a conductor, like like an orchestra. Like I just stood there and was like, you go this way, you go that way.
So what is a typical time frame on a show that big, like to pull up and show starts?
Yeah. Normally we almost the exact same schedule on the Thomas Rhett tour that we did last year. Getting there at 8, 9 in the morning, rigging, the people that hang everything from the ceiling. They typically have 30 minutes to an hour alone. So they go in and mark points and where everything's going to land and stuff like that while there's nobody in the building. And then normally 9ish, you start dumping trucks, and it could be 30 minutes to an hour per truck to just get everything unloaded. Light stuff in the air goes up first. So lighting, audio, all that stuff happens. And then you either roll the stage in or bring everything like backline drums, guitar, stuff like that in. And hopefully by noon, 1, 2, you're starting to sound check. On the Thomas Rhett thing, we had 3. It was us and Thomas Tucker Wetmore, who's doing great on country right now, and the Costellos. And so we would just, 30, 45 minutes of each, having time to sound check and run through stuff. And then hopefully having a little bit of gap of time for everybody to chill for a minute before doors open. So it's a busy day.
Yeah. Well, look, this setting up and tearing down a portable church for 15 years took us like 3 hours, but I think I was the only person. You're like, Josh helped me for a little while. I think I was the only person.
It's terrible.
It's a little different with 100 people.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Set up, but
it is crazy to think about. And this past weekend, we talked on the last podcast, but me and Laurie were in Charlotte at the Dave Matthews concert, and it's just crazy to see. And then it's like crazy to think through, because these guys are doing this every night. But then, like, they're bringing so much energy and, like, excitement. Mm-hmm. Like, they actually look excited to be there. And I'm like, how can you be excited to be there? And, like, but they truly are.
It's a pretty cool job.
It is a cool job.
Yeah. For sure. Do you miss it?
So I used to describe it like this, at least at the stage we were in. It was probably the greatest 30 minutes you could ever experience in a day and maybe the worst for the rest of the day.
Yeah.
So it was just this contrast of like, this is like heaven on earth in the moment. And then when you're off it, it was hard.
It was, it's
really hard.
I don't think people realize how much other stuff there is outside of that 30-minute window, because that 30 minutes is fun.
Yeah.
But there's a lot more to it than the 30 minutes. And some of it's just being away from your wife.
Yes.
And 100% gone. And
sharing a van, living in a van,
100%.
6 people in a hotel room.
Yeah. Anytime somebody says, hey, Christian artist X has fallen prey to like cocaine or something crazy, I'm just like, yeah, I get it. Makes sense.
Yeah.
This episode is sponsored by Priority Roofing, locally owned, family-ran business specializing in residential and commercial roofing, repairs, replacements. No job is too small. They've helped thousands of homeowners in the Shreveport-Bossier area over the past several years. Call the office, 318-202-2123, or visit their website, PriorityRoofingLLC.com.
I don't know that legally I could speak to that. But yeah, checks out.
You hear these tales of like Michael W. Smith, and he's got his like glass on the piano and he's playing, and it's like, that's vodka. Nobody knew. And I was like, yeah, I bet it is.
Yeah. It could be. I don't know about him. I'm just saying in general it could be. But I think I've signed more NDAs than a Shreveport City Councilman at this point. So I legally cannot speak to AI data centers, and I cannot speak to the alcohol or drug consumption on Christian tours.
Yeah.
So I know nothing.
That's so funny.
Well, there you go. Little insider, little peek behind the curtain there, kids.
So you mentioned country music scene. That's been kind of a resurgence, right? Like even for me, like I just avoided country music from like the year 2000 to like 2018.
There were some rough years.
Yeah. And it's just like, because it just kind of, it seemed like the talent didn't matter. It was kind of gimmicky. It was like, the starting quarterback from the football team was the country singer now, it's like, and then maybe, some people I've heard several people in interviews say that Chris Stapleton kind of changed everything, kind of blended the genres.
It was almost that performance.
With Justin Timberlake.
Yeah, it was like,
was
just
who
like
is this?
Yeah.
And then it's like, and that's what I think Luke Combs said, that he's like, that made people that look like me have a chance.
100%.
Yeah.
And it brought like some goodness.
It's like authenticity back, right?
Yeah. Yep. They're doing, I'm sick about this, but Luke is doing 2 nights at Wembley, and Thomas is opening. Wow. I can't do it.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
I told Cassie, I was like, so can I just like call him and be like, can I be a shoe shine for the day?
Yeah.
Like, what do you
funny.
need? 2 nights at Wembley with
Yeah.
Luke and Thomas. Like, what
that's
amazing. And I couldn't go.
Man.
So,
Yeah. Somebody will do it.
it's fine.
Somebody will get Wembley for you.
Appreciate it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you go to shows just for fun?
Almost never. Almost never. What's funny is my oldest daughter, who's a freshman at Bird right now, she's in that like real teen girl vibe situation. And she called me the other day and she was like, hey, are you going to make $2,000 on tour? And I said, yes. She said, how much are you going to make? And I said, probably like 2 or 3 million, just not true. But who wants to tell their 14-year-old how much money they're making? And I said, yeah, at some point I will make $2,000 for sure. And she said, great. Can you buy these Noah Khan tickets for me?
Oh my gosh.
And I was like, no, absolutely not. I said, first, we're going to reach out and find out who can just get us free tickets.
Yeah.
I was like, we are not paying to go to a show.
Yeah.
So I reached out to a bunch of people and I was like, hey, I need Noah Khan tickets. And everybody was like, bro, the whole thing's sold out. Are you crazy? The whole thing's sold out. But even my kids don't have like a reality of paying for a show or going to one to enjoy.
Yeah.
We did a residency in Vegas with Thomas, and the girls came out. And Esther's just an 11-year-old adopted Chinese child who's literally running around stage like she owns the place. And I was like, she will never have a normal concert experience. You know what I mean?
So funny.
Like, this is ruined.
So it's funny you said this teenage phase, because me and my wife, we were actually at Noah Khan's not Fenway Park. What is it? Boston.
Don't tell
the
them
live.
Yeah,
the
don't
live
tell
one.
Liv that you were at that.
So we were there, yeah, and it's so funny because we're like, oh, these people are our age. They're like, oh, they were their teenage kids. Yeah, we were so old.
We're now the old people sitting in the back.
Oh, dude.
God, it's so loud in here.
Yeah, and then then we're going this summer to Chicago to see it at Wrigley Field. So
No.
yeah, we're excited.
So look, tell your daughter so they can hitch a ride.
And Tyler Childers the night before.
No, are you so you're saying you make at least $2,000?
That's right.
I did.
I was going to say, look, man.
Since we've been sitting here, I've made $2,000. So.
I got to work on my resume.
Yeah, no kidding. No, kidding.
No, it's really
Me too.
funny. Yeah, that is funny. That we did come to that conclusion. We're there, and the 2 nights before that show at Gillette Stadium was Zach Bryan. We went there.
Oh my gosh.
Same feel, yeah. But we just happened to go to Boston that week, and 2 of our artists were playing, so we're like, we got to go.
That's crazy.
Didn't realize it was for his live album, and that's why they were so expensive. But
That's amazing.
yeah, it was cool.
Was
cool
it
show.
the Fenway Summer Series?
Yeah, it was the whatever the live recording put out. That was the thing. Yeah.
What a cool experience.
Yeah, it was really cool.
That's
I
awesome.
like Noah Khan.
Me too.
His new album's great.
So quick transition for you,
Go
if you
for
don't
it.
mind.
Yeah.
Yes.
Maybe there's a business owner out there listening. We hope. What would you tell him or her about what you do and why it's important?
Like from a branding
Just
side? in general?
absolutely. Yeah.
I think what I'm seeing, especially here, is that a lot of business owners cannot say what it is they do. And that is crushing your business. And I think you see it all the time. I had a phone call this week, and a guy wants to update his logo and branding and online experience and all that kind of stuff. And I said, what do you do? If you go to your website, what's the one thing you want someone to do or to know about you? And he goes into like a 45-minute podcast episode like we just had about his business. And I said, cool, that's great. What do you do? And he was like, I'm like, dude, that's where we have to start. You know?
Yeah.
Like if you go to a party and say, hey man, what do you do? And they're like, well, sometimes you need to be able to say, we build bold brands.
Yeah.
We sell home building materials, better quality, whatever, than the big box stores. We sell houses that stress free. Like instead of saying, what do you guys do at Berkshire? And you're like, well, if you need to sell a house, then maybe call me. No, we sell houses and we make it stress free. Like what is the thing that you do? I just see business owner after business owner that has no clue how to communicate what it is they do. And then they wonder why their marketing's not working.
Yeah.
Or why their website doesn't convert in the sales.
Yeah.
Well, it's because you don't know what you're doing and you're not telling your customer what you want them to do.
Yeah.
Which is to fill out a form, call me, buy, whatever.
Yeah.
And so clarifying not only what you want to tell people that you are and what you do, but then clarifying that call to action. Like what, now what? Great. Yeah. Now I know you sell building materials. What do you want me to do?
Yeah.
Do you want me to call you? Do you want me to show up at the store? Clarifying that is step one. And so I love walking people through that process. Cassie and I have done it with the Hub. We've done it with Rise Up and Roast. And it's one of the things I love most working with a business is going, not 100 years ago when this started, right now, what do you do? What do you provide for a client? And what do you want them to do? And then we can build marketing and materials and logos and websites and stuff off of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, like one of Donald's favorite quotes he always says is, people don't use the best products. They use the ones they understand the most.
Yeah, it's crazy right now. Like our world is moving so fast and there's so much noise that if I land on your website, I've got, 0.2 seconds to go. Either I'm burning brain calories, like Donald says, to understand what you do, or I'm moving on to the next.
Yeah.
And as soon as I find somebody that is clear, then I'm going to buy from them, even if it's not the best product.
Yeah.
So I love walking people through that process of understanding that, and helping them to clarify that and then building things off of that.
Yeah. And I found the clearer you become, the less you have to fight on pricing. And that's usually, you know, like, and I see this a lot with our roofing company, and shout out to Shay and Hannah. They do such an awesome job, but like we rarely get people fighting us on price.
Yeah.
Because they're just so impressed from the start with customer service, how everything's so organized. They're like, man, I've called 10 other people and can't get a return, or they don't know what they're doing, or they put me on hold, and they'll just take whatever bid we give them.
Yeah. And all of that is your brand.
Yeah. So it's the first,
All of it.
yeah. This episode is sponsored by Plumber for Hire, locally owned plumbing company specializing in residential and commercial plumbing. They've recently expanded into new construction plumbing, and also they're very proud of starting their HVAC division. So when the temperature gets hot, if you need any servicing or work done on your heating and cooling system, make sure to call Plumber for Hire. There's no job too big or too small for them. You'll see their vans driving around town. Give them a wave. They really pride themselves in getting to every job within a day of the call coming in. So get in touch with them, 318-709-9090, or visit their website, plumberforhiresbc.com, or you can find them on social media. Sure.
It's I think people think my logo is my brand, and we can make a great logo for you. It looks sharp.
Yeah.
But the reality is it's a combo of what it looks like and stuff like that. But it's also what we tell you it is, and then a massive chunk of it is what your customer is saying you are.
Yeah.
And so if you guys are terrible at answering the phone and customer service, then you're building a brand that's, sure, you told them you were this, but what they're experiencing is this.
Yeah.
And so your brand is now the roofing company that won't call you back, the plumber that, you know, showed up an hour late.
Yeah. Left their tools.
Yeah. Whatever it is, like all of that is brand building.
Yeah.
And so it's got to be a bigger picture than a logo. There's a ton of people in town that can give you a logo.
Yeah.
ChatGPT can give you a logo at this point.
Sure. Yeah.
But there's a bigger conversation to be had about what is my brand and how do we communicate that to people.
Yeah. Yeah.
I like it.
I'm just intrigued at the convergence of your skill sets. I mean, I just
Isn't
think
it
you
weird?
have so many, and they're just diverse and broad.
Well, I think that, you know, and I think that in your mind, it does bleed a lot. You know, when you dig into it, it really is, because you view whether it's music or branding or graphic design, it's art to you, right? And you're kind of
funny. I don't mean to cut you off.
No, you're good.
Disagree.
Okay.
I hate art. Here's what.
Okay.
I'm an Enneagram 1. Okay. It's black and white.
Okay.
Also raised by an Army colonel.
Yeah.
All right.
Everything, it's black and white to me.
Okay.
There's a right and a wrong. I don't see myself as an artist. When I meet a graphic designer who's an artist, I think you probably suck as a graphic designer. Because graphic design is about selling a product, not about art, how I feel.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I will give you something that I don't necessarily love from an art perspective, but I know will connect with your customer and move the needle forward.
Yeah.
So there's a
gotcha.
big difference in art and I see. Does that make sense?
No, I'm laughing because you just struck something deep within me. I mean, art is very self-indulgent.
Yeah.
Right. And that's what makes it great and moving and
100%.
deep and powerful and connecting with people, because you can be so self-indulgent that somebody will go, oh, I feel that way too. But where you live in this space, I would call you more of a creative, because you're taking, you're being very generative with ideas, but there's very practical applications. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And to me, that's where I see the difference. And it's just funny because I don't really feel like an artist ever,
Really?
ever. But it's just, it comes from a similar place.
Yeah.
Of like the self-indulgence piece of it it can't always be the most helpful thing in like these situations, but you do feel very generative and you feel very, you want to have a particular vision. Mm-hmm. Does that make sense?
Yeah. I do see a lot of business owners that are like that though. We're building our lumber company off of my feeling. Well, your feeling isn't going to sell lumber.
Right.
Like, this doesn't feel good to me. Well, it doesn't matter if it feels good to you.
Yeah.
Like, there's some right and wrong here. And if if your lumber company looks like a Italian restaurant, people aren't going to know if they're supposed to like make a reservation for dinner or if they're supposed to come buy lumber.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
But because you feel Italian and you like food, well,
Yeah.
there's nothing to do like,
Yeah.
so there's this kind of separation to me of art for art's sake and then what we're doing, which is different.
And I guess what I mean by that is, you know, you think of an artist and they present a piece and they take pride in it and they put so much attention into detail and they look through it with a critical eye. So when I say an artist for you, it's no matter what sector you're in, you think through a critical lens, or you think through like you're not going to put out a product that you haven't really put thought and effort into.
100%.
And that's
From
what
that
I think of.
perspective, yes.
And
But
that's
from-
what I think of.
from
And so
the, like-
whether it's music, whether if you could look at a stage, you know, I do this too, because like if there's a Sunday that I'm not like part of the stuff at the church, you know, I'm not playing in the band or I'm not running sound, and I just show up, instantly I can see critical things. Like if I was here, I would not have like left this, you know, in-ear monitor case sitting up there on the stage, right?
You're seeing it from an artistic.
Yeah, and
take,
so it's just, and so that's what I mean by that. So whether it's graphic design or messaging or whatever it is, you're really looking through it with, I mean, I would say an artist lens, but not as a piece of art. If that makes sense.
Yeah, I definitely don't see myself as an artist.
Yeah.
I see myself as a problem solver, which is, I think, why it's such a wide range of things that I do, because everybody's got a problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Cool.
question.
Yeah.
Can I ask
Please.
Can we reverse this?
Yes.
Please.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have a question because I respect both of you guys incredibly.
Oh, boy.
A lot. I think it's unique too, because you've got somebody who started a business from scratch and you've taken one that existed and have grown it. So you guys come from different perspectives. So for 20 years, I've been basically like a solopreneur. I don't own a business with employees. I don't own a business that I can sell, which at times feels frustrating to me, because I've approached other designers and been like, hey, let's partner together. Let's build an agency that's not just me. I've figured out the growth part of charging more. I've figured out the growth part of changing my product to expand my product offering to people. But I've never been able to really figure out how to grow my business from like an employee standpoint, because I have such a high standard on the things that I do. And every time I've hired somebody, I've either let them go or nudged them for them to go because what they were doing wasn't good enough. So I guess it's a twofold question. One, how do you look at growing? When do you know how to grow? When do you know how to hire more people? And two, is it necessary?
That number two is a more important question.
Okay.
The question one is just the E-Myth. Just go read it. I mean, it's you got to transition from the technician to the leader.
Right.
And that's a transition. And we were just talking in the previous podcast of how it's so different to be like the best at what you do versus the manager leader who is driving the culture and keeping it all together and doing emotional intelligence and all those things. It's just so different from like being the best designer.
Right.
It's just a different thing.
And I've seen Cassie make that jump.
Yeah.
Like perfect example of a person doing the work to shifting, hiring a staff, and like what a great leader she is, you know? And so I feel like this internal pressure to do similar, like Cassie and I've grown the hub, grow your business.
But why I said number two is the more important question is the saying of like, you can have one Michelin star restaurant or, 1,000 restaurants, but you can't have both. And I guess for you, it just comes down to what do you want?
Yeah.
It's a great point.
That's the quote I've been saying a lot. God, where did I hear it from? But I brought it on here, but I've said it on here before. But this principle of don't want what you don't want. You know?
What's funny is as I process it, that's somewhat the conclusion I come to. Is I feel this pressure to grow a business.
Yeah.
And it has grown, but I don't know that it needs to grow past me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because every time I tried, it's been like, well, that didn't work. Well, that didn't work. But this is working.
But I would also say a principle of, just because it's happened before doesn't mean it's going to happen again.
Sure.
Right. That's a limiting belief in business. And so, I'm not saying it can't. I do say, to me, when I know it's time to grow, is there's an overflow of opportunity that I can't meet. That's when I know it's time to grow.
Yeah.
And now you can slow down that overflow by raising your prices.
Sure, which
Right.
that's what we've
and so that's
done.
so that's a way to do it.
Yeah.
But so that's always my pain point is when there's opportunities that my current team or my current setup can't meet, then it's time to grow.
Yeah.
So
That's cool. Thank you.
yeah, I like
I
it.
don't mean to like reverse podcast you.
No, it's good stuff.
No,
I
I
like
love
it.
it. If I'm at this table with you two,
Yes,
why not
let's
ask?
do it.
So I give a shout out to my boy Kyle Roop out there in the production game, and he's doing great, man. He's really super talented, and I've worked with him on a couple projects, and we'll have these conversations. And he kind of gets. It's funny. He's like talking to you. He's saying, "Man, I bring this guy in, and I'm like try to get him to, like engineer the drums or tune vocals or whatever." And it's just like I just never really happy with it, And for me and for him, my thing is that look, if you want to increase your throughput, which is really what you're talking about, right?
Yeah.
If you want to do that, you're going to have to find the person. You're going to have to instill in them, teach them, trust them, grow them, build them. And it may not work. They may suck, and they may make you frustrated. Right. But like at the end of the day, you got to find somebody, because until you can release those smaller things, you'll never be able to elevate to the more important things. And so we've had that exact conversation, and I don't know where he is on it today, but it's just comes down to like increasing your throughput. Do you want to do it? Do you need to do it? Do you have to do it? Like why? Like why do you even want to increase this throughput? That's a hard question, because man, employees are tough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, especially when you're in such a niche thing like you are, to find someone with that skill set and the same lens you look through. So
Yeah.
and it might be as simple as just hiring an assistant.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, so you can just focus on the good stuff.
Right. Yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah, great answer.
I don't know, man.
Yeah. We have 3 questions we'd like to ask everyone.
Okay. I don't know these 3 questions.
Yes, I know. We blindside you.
Oh no.
Let's see. First question. What's the first question we ask?
You guys don't know the 3 questions.
Well, I know the 3. I don't know what order.
Let's start with, what is your favorite local meal you've had recently?
Favorite local meal recently? Oh gosh.
Okay. Talk about food a lot on there.
Magnolia Pit.
We were just talking about
guys-
it this
did you?
morning.
We haven't been to the new one.
Okay, so I had never been, because every time I tried to go, I was like, they have weird hours.
Yes. Yes.
So and it seems like with this new building that they got in Highland, it's a little more like set
Stabilized.
days, set time.
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't know when I went. We had some folks in from Vegas that were working with us, and so I was like, guys, let's get you some barbecue, like something you can't get out there in Vegas very often. I didn't know when we showed up that it was like not officially open, but it was open.
Yeah, they did a soft opening week.
Yeah, I had no idea. And she was like, well, we are open, but we're not.
Yeah.
And she said, but we do have the burn-ins. And I was like, well, whip them up. Let's go. So I had the burn-ins and some brisket, and honestly, it's pretty good.
Yeah, it's good stuff. It's one of our favorites.
Shout out to the pit.
Well done.
Magnolia. We haven't been to the new location.
It's cute.
We're letting them work out the kinks. And
We'll be there soon.
We'll be there soon. We actually talked about it before we started recording about, but we have meetings.
Yeah, we had meetings.
Things to do.
Okay, so here's a fun one.
Okay.
Magic wand for Shreveport Bossier. What are you changing?
What am I changing?
Yeah.
People's attitude toward it.
Oh, wow. Go ahead.
We, like I just said, we just had, so the hub, my wife runs that. There's 7 or 8 locations of that ministry model around the U.S. And once a year, we bring them here to do training, stuff like that. So over the past, this was like last week. And every night we tried to find something fun to do. And at the end of the week, I was like, Cassie, we had a great week. Like we went to see some bands play at downtown Bossier, the East Bank.
Okay.
We ate down there. We took people to eat down at Providence. We live on the lake, so we took people fishing and riding the boat. We had a blast hosting people here. And I think there's so much fun, great stuff happening. There's a lot of bad stuff happening too. With the hub, I see a lot of that just because we're naturally in the middle of some hard things. But what I also see in those moments in the hard things is hope. There is a chance for things to get better. And what's incredible about Shreveport and Bossier are the people that live here that are willing, like you guys staying and not moving to Dallas. You could. and probably make more money to move to Nashville or Dallas or whatever. My family choosing instead of moving to Nashville, which would be easier for my job, to stay planted here, see the positive and work hard toward making it better. But the reality is there's already a lot of great stuff here. And we just need to get out and spend the money that we make at these restaurants and at these concerts and at these art events and all the things that are available. We need to see those and support them. But that's what I would change.
Yeah.
There's so much negativity. And I'm like, look, we lived in Vegas for a while when we started the hub in Las Vegas. And the reality was we went out to eat. We went to see a movie, went to church, like the same stuff you do here.
Yeah.
And so many great people here, so much good stuff to do. You just got to get out there and do it. Quit complaining and be a part of making it better.
Yeah, I love it. This is the best answer.
Yes.
I mean,
Yes.
we've heard it a couple times now. But,
Well, it's true.
the best. Yeah. Okay, last thing. What are you excited about professionally, personally, spiritually, relationally, anything? You name it.
That's a great question. I'm excited. I talked about at the very beginning of years of kind of just letting business happen. In the last 6 or 7 years, one of my kids is going to be in the car going, 7. I'm sorry. Just over the last couple of years, getting clarity on what it is that I want to be doing and just laser focus on that. And then a big chunk of that is work, and a huge chunk of that is my family. And I feel like the work I've done over the past 7 years has gotten me to where right now I look at my kids and I'm like, man, I'm so proud of my kids. And I'm so proud of what Cassie's doing at the hub. And I'm so proud of what I've been able to do with my work stuff, that it's like, I feel really good about that. I'm happy about that. I'm thrilled about it. Building in time for me to serve at church, building time for me to spend with the kids and play and just be together. I have enjoyed that. And I hope that 7 years of work turns into, the next 30, 40 years of getting to live out what I dreamed of. So,
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah, exciting stuff.
Amazing. Beautiful life, my friend. You got a beautiful life.
It's quirky. It's quirky for sure.
Yeah.
It's great. I love it. I love it. And I love that you're here.
Me too.
Thanks
Yeah.
for coming on.
Yeah. Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Yes.
Are we done?
I think so.
All right.
Sweet. You got anything else?
No, enjoy your tattoo.
I got to go.
That's right. All right. Thanks, man.
Thanks, guys.